The boxing world has been stunned by surprising news that Oleksandr Usyk may withdraw from the fight against Rico Verhoeven after reportedly picking up a major injury during training camp. Supporters were eagerly waiting for this massive clash, but serious uncertainty is now beginning to surround the entire event.
Дорогие друзья, здравствуйте. Хочу вам сказать, что в своем тренировке...
Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk has finally addressed the rising injury speculation and revealed that difficulties during training camp have impacted the plans for the Rico Verhoeven fight. Even with the setback, Usyk remained optimistic and expressed gratitude to fans for their continued support as questions surrounding the huge crossover showdown keep growing.
Так спорт, так бывает. Друзья, фанатам спасибо за поддержку. Чуть подождите. Мир любит силу.
Frank Warren then spoke about the huge financial damage created by Oleksandr Usyk's injury problems and explained that the team had already poured major investment into the planned fight with Rico Verhoeven. With camp costs continuing to rise, the unexpected setback has left people connected to the event angry, frustrated, and deeply disappointed.
You know, it's a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. And you imagine the cost involved in a training camp, you know, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it. Or if you do, you know, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointing.
Liam Goff also responded to the increasing speculation and claimed that Oleksandr Usyk could have suffered an ankle injury while training in camp. At the moment, the full details remain uncertain, but with several voices now raising concerns about Usyk's condition, fans are becoming even more nervous about the fight with Rico Verhoeven.
And was suffered some sort of ankle injury. Maybe I was just, seeing things with that one. But he is injured. It's not really specified. I don't know why. I'm sure I saw it was ankle, but maybe not. Maybe I was just...
Eddie Hearn then explained how demanding modern training camps have become, with fighters regularly forcing themselves through extremely tough sparring sessions. Because of that, many supporters now feel that Oleksandr Usyk may have truly picked up the injury while getting ready for the dangerous challenge against Rico Verhoeven.
Was sparring. Now it's the first time where we consistently had 7 or 8 guys in camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym and also the quality.
Johnny Nelson did not hide his frustration and seemed extremely angry about the disorder surrounding training camp preparations ahead of the fight with Rico Verhoeven. With Oleksandr Usyk now connected to injury concerns, many supporters are beginning to wonder if camp conditions became far too careless before such a huge event.
The source is good. The source is good. And so when I'm hearing these things, I'm like, nah. And so it's popping out left, right, and centre. The source is good. And so to me, I just shook my head. And when I'd heard...
Frank Warren then revealed that the update came extremely late and immediately caused panic behind the scenes. From television networks to supporters, everyone was left shocked as more uncertainty continued to surround Oleksandr Usyk and whether the showdown with Rico Verhoeven could still realistically move forward.
People direct and then make a decision if he's out.
Okay. When did you first learn about this, Frank?
Very late this afternoon.
Okay, so it's been a stressful day.
To say the least. For the fighters as well. It's a shame for the fighters, for everybody involved. TV companies and more importantly for the fans. Riyadh season, you know, His Excellency, everybody involved in this. We're all gutted, but what can you do? That's...
Dwayne Johnson raised major concerns after observing Oleksandr Usyk closely and suggested that the injury situation could be more serious than many people originally believed. Some supporters are now even questioning whether the unexpected setback might impact Usyk far beyond the planned fight with Rico Verhoeven itself.
We shouldn't be doing that, right? There he goes again. Now again, I'm no doctor. I don't know, but it does seem like that's a bit of an issue.
Eddie Hearn kept his response brief, but the tension in his voice revealed everything fans needed to hear. At this stage, nobody in boxing appears completely sure about what will happen next with Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven. The injury speculation continues to intensify by the hour, and many insiders now feel the situation behind the scenes is much more serious than people first imagined. What makes the story even more dramatic is the enormous size of the event itself, as the crossover clash had already attracted worldwide attention. Now, the entire boxing community is waiting for one final verdict from Team Usyk.
With Dubois, we'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now. And it's a very difficult situation. That's a
Frank Warren once again emphasized how damaging and stressful the whole situation has been for everyone connected to the Oleksandr Usyk training camp. A substantial amount of money had already gone into preparations for the bout with Rico Verhoeven, and now everything is uncertain due to the reported injury concerns. Fans usually only see the final night of action, but in reality, fight camps demand enormous financial backing and intense effort behind the scenes. From sparring partners to top-level nutrition staff, every aspect had already been carefully arranged. That is why the potential withdrawal has sent such a strong shockwave through the boxing world.
He's a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. And you imagine the cost involved in a training camp, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it. Or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very.
The Wade Plamians then explained why Oleksandr Usyk would be a terrifying matchup for Rico Verhoeven inside the boxing ring at elite level overall. According to him, Oleksandr Usyk's movement, timing, and ring IQ sit on another level compared with most heavyweight fighters in combat sports. Even supporters of Rico understood how hard the challenge would be because Oleksandr Usyk punishes tiny mistakes with sharp footwork and precision consistently timed. That is why fans were excited for this clash, because it was expected to test whether Rico Verhoeven's toughness and pressure could overcome one of the smartest boxers in the world.
Frame with his lead hand, keep the distance, which he does such a good job of. If you move forward, he moves back. You cut an angle, he cuts an angle, right? He just mirrors what you do. And the moment you make a mistake or overcommit, he touches you with the lead hand, that's first.
Frank Warren also disclosed that medical staff quickly intervened once concerns over Oleksandr Usyk's injury began to escalate in seriousness. He noted that even any treatment or medication required strict evaluation and approval before being administered, highlighting how closely the situation is being managed. This level of caution immediately sparked more doubts among fans, as many feel that a truly minor issue would not involve such heavy oversight or careful recovery protocols. At the moment, the growing uncertainty around Oleksandr Usyk's fitness is only adding more instability to the planned fight with Rico Verhoeven as each day passes.
Doctor examined him, give him some medication, but the medication he gave him, it obviously had to be checked that it didn't.
Adam Smith has suggested that the situation involving Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven has only amplified the scale of the event despite all the surrounding controversy. Fans across the globe are now fully invested in the storyline because there is still no clarity on whether the fight will fall apart or eventually go ahead as planned. The ongoing injury speculation, strong public reactions, and behind-the-scenes uncertainty within camp have all generated huge online attention. At this point, every update about Oleksandr Usyk spreads rapidly, as audiences are eager for clear answers about the future of this crossover clash.
Twice as big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Tony Bellew showed strong respect for the dangerous kickboxing skills of Rico Verhoeven, but he also stressed that boxing clearly belongs to Oleksandr Usyk. In his view, the opening rounds could have looked tricky due to Rico's size, movement, and forward pressure. Yet once Oleksandr Usyk found his timing, he would likely begin to take firm control of the contest. However, Bellew also admitted that if Rico were somehow able to beat Usyk in a boxing ring, it would rank among the most shocking results in all of combat sports history. That level of unpredictability is exactly what made fans so interested in this matchup before the injury situation spread widely through the boxing world.
If this was a kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Oleksandr Usyk, this is a boxing match. And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Oleksandr Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle of Usyk?
Be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
Kubrat Pulev made it clear that he was never entirely sold on the matchup between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven from the beginning. While he acknowledged Rico as a legendary kickboxer, he maintained that heavyweight boxing is a completely different environment, particularly when facing a highly technical and disciplined fighter like Usyk. He even drew a comparison to Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, but emphasized that Oleksandr Usyk operates at a much sharper and more controlled level inside the ring. Even so, despite the criticism, fans stayed intrigued by the matchup because Rico's raw power and unpredictability always left open the possibility of a shocking upset.
This is not a fight I am a massive fan of, and now that I'm free, now that I can kind of, be more open about my opinions on this fight, I fucking hate this fight. I can't stand it. I understand the circus nature of it in terms of like big name kickboxer, one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, coming in to fight an all-time great in the boxing space in his sport. We saw it with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. The only difference there was, I think, more fans of Francis Ngannou, more of a what-if factor because of his punching power and because Fury was 550 pounds in that fight. Accurate, not even exaggerating. We got a masterpiece in terms of what Francis did to the current heavyweight champion of the world. Now, this is a little different because Oleksandr Usyk is a massively different operator than Tyson Fury. He is a far better technical boxer than anyone at heavyweight, and he isn't really susceptible to one-punch KO power the same way Fury is when he comes in out of shape and blubbery. Now, is there the off chance that Rico catches Oleksandr Usyk? Yeah, sure. I understand. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career? That's the big part that
Max Kellerman and the panel expressed strong confidence that Oleksandr Usyk would still control the contest against Rico Verhoeven despite all the surrounding hype around the crossover fight. They argued that Usyk has shown no real decline even at 39, and in their view he looks physically more powerful than ever. The panel also highlighted his disciplined preparation and elite mindset, which they believe set him apart from every other heavyweight in the sport today. That is why the injury speculation shocked so many observers, as fans were expecting to see Usyk operating at his absolute peak against one of the biggest names in combat sports.
Usyk's 39. I feel like he's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any slippage at all. I feel like and if you see the photos, it looks like Usyk put on a lot of muscle. I mean, this guy looks like a tank right now.
It's true.
Rico don't got a shot. No shot. Front, man. He ain't got no shot. It's ridiculous.
But what do you think? Is Usyk do you see Usyk as vulnerable?
Nah. Usyk, man, I feel like he's at his best right now. To be honest with you, it's just he's different. He's different. He takes care of himself. He preps himself properly. He's a different guy now.
Here's the other thing, Shady. Mike Tyson was a much bigger sensation in his day than Usyk is in his day.
Yes.
Mike Tyson was much more feared and considered a more unbeatable heavyweight champion. He was in his mid-20s when he got upset by Douglas. Usyk's nearly 40. He's never captured the imagination of the public. He doesn't look invincible. And yet, if you said who would win, Usyk at his best or Tyson at his best, Tyson ain't beating Usyk.
I don't think so.
I don't even think Tyson.
Right now, the entire boxing scene feels frozen as everyone waits for an official statement regarding the Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven crossover super fight. What was originally billed as a landmark event in combat sports has now shifted into a state of uncertainty due to serious ankle injury reports. Fans are split in opinion, with some convinced Usyk will recover in time and still enter the ring, while others fear the bout may completely collapse before it ever happens. The tension has grown even stronger because trainers, promoters, and analysts have all reacted differently, creating mixed signals and even more confusion around the situation. If Usyk is ultimately forced to pull out, it would be a huge letdown for supporters and a major blow to one of the most heavily discussed global boxing events in recent years. However, if he manages to recover and return, the anticipation would surge dramatically as pressure and excitement reach new heights. One thing remains clear. Rico Verhoeven is continuing his preparation as if the fight is locked in, ready for what could be the toughest challenge of his career. Now all attention turns to Usyk's camp for the final verdict, and until then the boxing world will keep speculating, debating, and waiting for answers. If you enjoyed this breakdown, remember to like the video, subscribe for more updates, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next developments, because this story is evolving quickly and every new detail matters.